Already know.
Wow. Now, you know what? Now, I think this is a really good thing that you two guys have got going.
Thanks, man.
Now, take it from a groundbreaker like Ron Simmons. He knows something good when he sees it. Damn!
Y'all heard it from him.
Hey, Wrestling World, keep up with the culture and listen to this episode in full on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Make sure to give us a follow on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and fall under the influence.
You right here, PJ. Welcome back to Cultural Influence, and we are glad that have you guys here, and we're glad to be here during this WrestleMania season. Thanks you guys for tuning in, which brings me to today's episode. We got a returning guest, you know what I'm saying? And of course, this episode is going to be about the road to WrestleMania, WrestleMania 40. So we're going to catch up with our guest, and then he's also going to be pretty much a third co-host, should I say? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's going to stay around with us on Hot Tags, you know what I'm saying, where we go over the hottest stories in all of professional wrestling. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Richie. Richie, you go ahead and introduce our returning guest.
Yeah. So here on Culture Influence, I think we have a first, right? This is our first returning guest. First of many, for sure.
Yeah.
But super happy to have this guy back on. It was requested by many people to come back on this, and it was my pleasure to have him back on. So y'all give it up for my man, L.B Hughes, the War King.
Yo, my pleasure. Word is bond, you know what I'm saying? I just want to start off by saying Birdman is the greatest rapper to ever live.
Here you go again, man.
At me on it.
You know,
you can quote me on that.
What's your Twitter again?
I want to say that's
Wrestling
a gimmick,
Fitness.
but it's not.
You say what?
I want to say that's a part of his gimmick, but it's not.
It's not. He's not playing.
This is,
And I don't think they heard you the first time. What was the Twitter?
Wrestling in Fitness. At Wrestling
Right.
Fitness.
So y'all know how to find him. That's him.
Yeah.
his
One at a
opening-
time, though. You know, y'all don't all come at one time, you know.
Starting the episode choosing violence.
That's how
So,
we do, you know.
War King, it's a pleasure to have you back on here, man. So just give us an update on how everything's been going, man. What your 2024 is looking like, and what are some of your goals and plans for the year?
Man, so I was out of champ the last time I was on the show. I'm trying
Yes,
to
sir.
think.
Reigning and
All right,
defending.
so as y'all know, back in July, not July, I want to say June actually of last year, I lost my belt to the Nightmare. Yeah, I lost in the rematch too. And pretty much like after that, man, I kind of just been floundering really like, you know, once I lost the belt, I was kind of like an afterthought. So, you know, but I'm planning on trying to get back out there. You know, the War King needs to hit the road some more. I'm still working on my connections and stuff. I need to get some Oklahoma connections. So, like, y'all know any promoters out there in Oklahoma, y'all let me know, and I'll try to do some business with them and everything. As you can see, I got these sunglasses. That's kind of new too. You know, I got my own custom sunglasses here.
Yeah.
I remember us talking
Y'all see
about
the
that.
drip?
Yeah,
Okay. Progress. Yes, sir. So give us some of your since the last time we saw you, if somebody was wanting to find the best match of the War King, what should they look up?
Ooh, matter of fact, it was probably be my latest one I actually enjoyed. It'll be War King versus Wes Warren. That was in December. It's on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Was that the
Yeah.
brother with dreads?
No, that was a young brother, man. Y'all shout out to Andreas, you know what I mean? He's one of the new guys out here on the Gulf Coast, man. Y'all go check him out. But this dude, Wes Warren, he's a white guy, blonde hair dude. I've known him since I like first broke in. Like we kind of broke in around the same time. That was actually like our first time like wrestling each other like ever. I mean, we did like a seminar match at the Matt Cross seminar. Like we did a practice match there. That was like the last time I actually quote unquote worked him. But this time I actually worked him in front of a live crowd, and it was something special.
Okay. So make sure y'all look that up. War King versus Wes Warren. Yes, sir.
For sure on YouTube.
So I've noticed,
Yeah.
like, I've been watching your career since the last time we spoke, and I've noticed that you've been around a lot more black talent, man. Can you tell me about that experience and how that's made you feel as a wrestler, man?
Man, like it's something that I thought I'd never see in South Mississippi, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, it's so, because like normally, man, like it'd be like maybe me and one other person, but I see like this promotion, Alabama Wrestling Alliance. I go check them out. they've been booking a lot more black talent. Andreas, then his tag partner, Amp Up, you know what I mean? Amp the Champ. But their tag name is Amped Up. They're young black talent tag team out here in Mississippi Gulf Coast. Then you got my former tag partner, Derek the Beast Maxwell. Y'all go check him out too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you got Alexander Overton. Oh, by the way, he just won our Mississippi title at this last show at the Mississippi Rumble. He's been around the game for about 20 years. He's mainly out of Florida. You know what I'm saying? And then
Shout out to him.
KJ. Yeah, shout out to him. I'm trying to think. KJ Kai, he's another young and up-and-coming black dude out here out of South Mississippi too. He's been around for like maybe a year or so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it. Oh, one more. Can't forget about my other bald head brother, Murdo Brown. He's
Murdo
another
Brown.
up-and-coming dude. Yeah. So y'all know about
soon,
him.
believe that.
Yeah. Y'all need to get him on the show.
Yeah, we're gonna get him on for real. Believe that.
I've been meaning to talk to him. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Y'all need to get him on the show, man.
My question is though, when you said you had a real good match, what is a good match for the War King look like? Is it when the spots are just hidden? Is it when the crowd is feeling it? Like what in your eyes defines a good match for the War King?
Both.
Oh.
It's when the crowd is in it and when the spots just when they just on point.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, when you mean like spots being on point, do you mean just like you and your opponent finding a certain chemistry or rhythm, or is it just more or less like you hitting everything you need to hit, like getting your shit in?
There you go.
It ain't necessarily just worried about like getting your stuff in. It's mainly just like filling the crowd out and getting a good reaction when you're doing these spots, when you're executing these spots, really. And plus, I like working with Wes because he likes to work snug, and I like people who like to work snug because I can kind of give him something back, and they won't be mad at me about it. So,
wow,
yeah.
You're like one of the
I like
first
to
guys.
look a little physical there.
Yeah, you're one of the first guys I heard that says they like snug guys. You know what I'm saying? You don't really hear that many wrestlers, or I haven't heard that many wrestlers say, "Man, he's a little stiff with me, man."
He ready for war? What you expect?
Nah, man, I like to give it back. So like, if they get me with something, plus like, down here, like a lot of us do work snug because we was taught to lay our shit in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if they miss, we're not gonna sell it. We're taught not to sell it. If they miss, like they miss a punch, don't sell it. You know what I mean? Like they hit you for real. If they apologize, because we know like they don't mean it. You know what I mean? Like if they hit you for real, they don't apologize for it. You just give them a receipt, and you just keep working.
Mm. Now, have you ever had a case where somebody was a little too snug and you had to talk to after the show? Like, hey, brother, I ain't really appreciate you dropping me like that.
No, I just gave it back to him.
Okay.
Yeah, you just give it back to him. Now, I will say this: if you chop me in the back, that is the ultimate like disrespect. Like, don't chop me in the back.
Yeah,
Like open hand back chop. Yeah,
I've never heard that. Yeah,
Don't do that. There's some guys that would do that because it's part of the act or whatever. But
Yeah.
like, man, like don't just do that. At least tell me in the back, like, hey man, I'm gonna chop you in the back because them things sting, bro. Like,
yeah. Nah, that's not the one thing I would want to do.
Yeah, don't do that. They lay that in. They don't work that. They lay that in. So it's bow.
Ooh.
And it's
yeah,
loud.
And it echoes. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Like just picture like how we used to roll the towels and like kind of whip it. That feeling. Yeah, that feeling.
Yeah, most definitely. So I did want to ask you about a certain thing I saw you talking about online. And it's not rap.
Uh-oh.
But I saw you possibly contemplating changing your gimmick around. What is the reasoning and thinking behind that? Because I think you got something going good here. What made you consider that?
Man, it's just seeing a lot of similarities on the indies, man. Like I'm starting to see a lot of people with the War name or using the War moniker now. I'm starting to see people start wearing camouflage now, which I'm not like the only guy that wears camo, but it's starting to become a little more popular now. I haven't seen many people paint their face yet, but I started to see like little similarities. So it's like I'm just trying to do what I can to stand out. Pretty much, basically. Yeah.
I love the war paint, man. The war paint is like it gives you an identity and it stands you out from everybody around you. Now, if you were to step away from that, what would you do? Or have you thought about that?
Yeah. Would you do a 360?
I have. I actually probably would do like a 360, man. I actually thought about like becoming a heel, which would be like I haven't worked the heel in so long. So I probably thought about becoming a heel, changing my name to Hollywood Hughes, just be like some arrogant something, like arrogant, piece of shit dude or whatever. Not like your little cheesy heels, comedic heels or nothing like that, but that's something that I like thought about if I ever decide to turn heel. Because I don't want to be like your typical evil king like most guys do.
I think, with us talking about LB and stuff like that, in the pro wrestling industry, it's safe to say that, in the words of The Rock, wrestling is cool again.
Most definitely.
And I don't want to say it's just because of The Rock, but one of the reasons why you might think wrestling is being cool is because you're seeing this plethora of talent just switching promotions.
Yeah.
I like to call it pro wrestling free agency. We done talked about it before in hot tags and stuff like that. But that brings the question. As you can see, AEW is cashed in on these big agent signings. Do you think WWE has potentially dropped the ball with these big agent signings? Like, I mean, we got Jade Cargill, but you need AEW got Ospreay, they got Mercedes Money, they got Okada. I mean,
Jay White.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, I mean, Edge is still Adam Copeland
chose to go there. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like AEW is they roster looking pretty nice.
Yeah. How you feel about that?
But it's just what you do with what you're doing with them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it's just all about what you're doing with it, how you keep people interested in that talent that you sign. Because I ain't trying to like talk bad about AEW, but y'all seen like what they do. They get the talent, they hire, and then they be off TV for like 2 weeks, and then they back on TV. You know what I mean? So it's like once they get everything figured out, I think they're gonna be all right. They do have a great roster, though. I will say they do have a great roster.
Absolutely. Do you think people like Okada and Ospreay are going to fit in that top upper echelon of AEW, or is it too crowded for them right now? Because it looks like they're building up Swerve to be the next guy, but it's like it's hard to see that when you got Okada right here, Ospreay right there, and MJF could come back at any time.
Yeah, I think if anybody, it would be Ospreay that's going to be up there, because I think Okada's time is kind of like past as far as for him to be up there, since he spent the bulk of his time in New Japan. You know what I mean? So you gotta think about that, like, because Kenny Omega, he was at the top, but now he's kind of like the top guy anymore. Yeah. And I'm sure they're around the same age, like 38, 39, like approaching 40. So that's kind of when your career kind of like starts to, you take a little step back. You know what I'm saying? So he'll probably be in the upper mid card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They may give him a run with the title, though. Who knows? They may. Depends on how he connects with the crowd.
Yeah, and I feel like that crowd already knows who he is, so you already kind of have that built-in connection. So hopefully they do something with it. What do you think about WWE not signing these people or not putting forth the effort? Because if they wanted to throw a bag at somebody, they could, but they didn't.
And I really don't know. I mean, like, I'm kind of happy that Okada didn't go to WWE, because you got to think about their schedule too.
Yeah.
Not everybody can work that WWE schedule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe like they looked at it, it was like, well, like, we're going to be gone by like 200 to 300 days out the year. AEW, maybe like 150 days. They're paying me the same or a little more. I get to, somewhat work other shows to get a little extra money. WWE, well, it's a little different now, with Triple H at the helm, because he let Shayna Baszler go to, Bloodsport.
That's gonna be fire too, by the way.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
The WrestleMania weekend. They always have Bloodsport around WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah. But my 2 cents on that whole situation is, I think it's important to sign what's necessary for your roster.
Right.
And as much as we like to sit here and talk about and compare wrestling to sport, you know what I'm saying? Like that roster construction, it pretty much is that. And as we've seen with the style that I think WWE has kind of went in the last 3 to 4 years, I don't think an Okada or an Ospreay really fits that mold of the type of stories that they're trying to tell. I love Ospreay and I love Okada, but you know what I'm saying? I think WWE has kind of built this identity of what they are and what the stories they want to tell. And I just don't think Okada and Ospreay would have necessarily, I think they would have had to fight. Not saying that they couldn't, but I think WWE would have had to, it would have been a real push. And I don't think it would have been really worth the money that they would have thrown at those two guys to sign them. And so that's why think WWE really just kind of, because I think if WWE wanted them, they could have had them, but it's just the whole point.
They would have got him, not to cut you, but they would have got him, and they probably would have treated Ospreay like they did Ricochet. They had to pull him back from doing all those crazy spots, not to be so acrobatic. Learn how to place those acrobatic spots, so they make sense. Yeah. So he can work like a safer style. But then what comes with that is you got fans. You know how fans are.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're gonna sit there. They're gonna talk about WWE's holding Will back. Oh my God. Yada yada, all the other nonsense. And then with Okada, if he would have went there, the first thing most of the fans would have said was, "Oh, they need to put him and Shinsuke in the tag team." You know what I'm saying? So like, they think like everybody with the same nationality has to be in a team.
And so I don't know. I just look at it like WWE knows what they need and what they don't need. They have a stacked roster. And if you're going to go to WWE, you know how WWE works. So you're going to have to want to go to WWE to come play ball the way they play ball,
Yeah.
And so, like if they don't want to pay somebody a whole bunch of money because they don't need them, don't hoard the talent. Let them go somewhere else, get their bag elsewhere, and y'all go on your show. You know what I'm saying? Because they're breeding a really great crop of talent in NXT right now. So there's no need to blow a bag on somebody that you don't need when, the next generation's coming along nicely,
Yeah. And I think Tama Tonga, I don't know if he's coming to WWE, but he's a free agent. And
I think they signed him. Signed him. I think they signed him. Yeah, that's actually that was actually one of my favorites, man, from over there. He's actually kind of the inspiration in me kind of transforming into the War King while I was L.B Hughes, because I saw that, sometimes he would wear the war paint and then other times he wouldn't wear the war paint. So I was like, I like that. I'm gonna try to do that.
Yeah, the Tama Tonga's war paint was really dope, and it gave him a fire look. Like, I think now he's a little more clean cut. You know what I'm saying? Got the shade,
looking like
cut his hair.
Yeah, looking like he belonged in a boy band and whatnot. Yeah.
But hopefully, he's been kind of down low for a minute. So hopefully, he's getting that look back and coming to shock the world. How do you feel
what they're gonna do with him?
Yeah, I'm about to say, how do you feel about him possibly joining the Bloodline storyline?
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, like they're Samoan, he's Tongan, so I don't know how that would work out.
Yeah.
I mean, they do kind of like,
I think Tongan
I guess they claim Haku, because that's his adopted father.
Yeah.
So I guess they claim him as family. I'll just have to see how that works. But me personally, I would love to see Jacob Fatu in the Bloodline.
Oh, Steph. Yeah, that's the one. Really, that's the one I want to see.
That's the one that I want to see.
If I was going to get Tama Tonga involved, I would get him in the Bullet Club stuff that's going on with like AJ and Gallows and Anderson and Nia Yim. Like, everybody doesn't need to be involved in the Bloodline. Like that sucks up everything. It'll become the Bloodline show like NWO, and nobody wants that.
Pretty much, nobody wants that. I actually want that stuff to end.
That's the whole point. I don't think the Bloodline storyline has that much life left in it. Because I think
other than the breakup.
But speaking of these acquisitions, one of them was Will Ospreay, as we talked about earlier, and he was on the E's radar. And I always kind of felt like he was going to AEW anyway.
Yeah.
But Dave Meltzer just decided to go ahead and give us his very important 2 cents on the whole Ospreay, and he pretty much gave you the whole deal, saying that he's better than Cody Rhodes, which just kind of came from out of nowhere. And he pretty much said that, he's more charismatic and he's better in ring than Cody Rhodes. And he's basically saying, that the story of they could do the same thing that they're doing with him in AEW, but the story wouldn't be as big because AEW doesn't have a Roman Reigns type of character for Ospreay to conquer.
Right.
And of course, there's the big age difference. So, if Ospreay would have went to WWE, he could have been bigger than Cody. Where do you guys stand on that?
Nah.
Yeah. Nah. I don't really feel Dave on that one right there.
No, not that. Because
there's levels to it. We have it. Go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, like, Ospreay is more acrobatic. Yeah. I mean, promo wise, Ospreay is not really known for being a great talker, but he does show passion when he does cut these promos. But you can't cut a promo like that every time because it depends on the dialect of what the show is, the direction of the show every time, So I mean, he is a lot younger. You know, Cody's like, what, 35, 36?
Nah, Cody 38, bro.
Word? Okay.
38. So
Him
he's
and
like
Roman
kind of
38.
like on the tail end of his prime, so to say.
Man, 40 is
Air
the
quotes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say air quotes there because they say like once you turn 35, that's when you kind of in your physical prime. So they say, but in sports, you know, once you hit 30, you're old.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
I don't think he would be a bigger deal because I don't think a lot of people, like a lot of the WWE fans, will like know who he is. Even if
Yeah.
they presented him as a big deal, they wouldn't really know who he is. Only person that would really like he'll have history there with would be like Ricochet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like other than that, like they wouldn't really know who he is like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's a very weird comparison, a weird thing to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And to say that he's a better wrestler than Cody, they both wrestle completely different styles. You know,
Mhm.
and without a doubt, Will Ospreay is a much better athlete than Cody Rhodes. He can do things Cody Rhodes can't even dream about doing. But I don't
Facts.
know if they'll work the same kind of matches. You know what I'm saying? But there's this narrative that Will Ospreay's matches doesn't have, psychology, which isn't true. They do. You know what I'm saying? And he's just incredible. He's a great wrestler. That's just what it is. He has to be built up. But also, Cody is a generational babyface at this point. I don't think we've seen a babyface as strong as Cody since probably what?
Cena.
I guess. I mean, Sammy last year was really close. Really close.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's kind of up there with the Daniel Bryan stuff, man.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan too. Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of what Sami Zayn was like pretty much in that territory last year.
Yeah. That's
It was
kind of
just
where I was feeling.
It was just, he didn't really need the title. He just needed that moment.
Yeah.
So like that, like him losing to Roman, like made all the sense in the world.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it did. But as far as like Cody winning the Rumble, I hope that Cody actually finishes his story and actually wins the title from Roman. But I'm just worried about what happens after that with Cody.
Yeah.
It's peaked. It's peaked so much at this point. Yeah.
Well, it hasn't peaked yet for Cody, but for Roman it has. Because I remember we were here last year and I was talking big stuff. It's over. Roman's gonna lose. And here I was again at the end of WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what I'm saying? Throwing up the one.
Throwing up the one again.
Throwing up the one.
And so I can't put it past them to be like, oh, Roman won't win again this year. But they have to know if Roman wins this year, it's going to be a complete, just
like,
shit.
what was the point?
Yeah, what was the point?
Man, but I don't know. I think what makes Cody generational is being able to define the odds because we have literally sat through 2 Cody Rumbles. And I think that was the thing that you had said. And LB, I think you had said it too. Y'all had this genuine concern of the fans turning on Cody. Yeah. And I think we're in year 3 of Cody's WWE run.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
We came in two.
Damn, wrestling is fast.
Yeah. The point I was saying was like Cody has been able to beat these odds. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought, when they if they would give him a second Rumble, I'm like, man, the fans is gonna turn on him.
Yeah.
But here we are, man, and Cody's still hot, and I think that's what transcends Cody and makes Cody generational. Do I think Ospreay could do the exact same thing that Cody did? No.
I mean, Cody's already done things that Ospreay couldn't. You know what I'm saying? Cody legit helped start a whole fed. Like if it wasn't for Cody, we probably wouldn't even have where Ospreay works right now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Cody got the whole Simba story from Lion King. He was the kid that ran from it and then went found his came back and is about to reclaim the throne.
Right. I think I think Ospreay can do it, but he will have to start from the ground up.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't think he was ready to do that in WWE because I agree. It's like being the top guy in 8th grade and starting high school and being at the bottom tier again as a freshman. Like,
pretty much, man. Yeah, so it's like it's one of them things, man, where you kind of like if you go to WWE, you gotta kind of check, you gotta put your ego to the side.
The road to WrestleMania has been very electrifying, should you say?
Electrifying. I see what you did there.
Electrifying. Yeah. And we've seen Cody say something. We've seen Seth say something about how I guess Roman has kind of became the side piece in this whole road to WrestleMania story because it's The Rock. You know what I'm saying? What's y'all take on that?
I see. I mean, I can see that, because like when I see pictures of them together and stuff, and I see like, okay, Roman is the top guy. He's, he's like the Samoan Godfather, pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much what the bloodline is. It's the mafia. He's the Don, But then you got The Rock. I mean, it's kind of hard because like The Rock is global. So like he's gonna make any top star in pro wrestling today gonna look like a little star because it's The Rock. You can't really help that. You just can't.
Yeah. And it doesn't help.
Like, you just can't
they're
help
making
it.
The Rock look so much cooler now. Like The Rock has like this fire. Have you seen The Rock's new entrance?
Yeah, I saw that.
It's like epic. You know what I'm saying? He got the lightning coming down and then the super bolt in the middle, and he's standing there, and beyond all that, he's just super charismatic. And not only in presence and aura, in actual stature, when he stands next to Roman Reigns, he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And so Roman just looks physically and figuratively smaller than him at this moment. And so,
right.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like if we don't look out, he might end up stealing some of his thunder, man. It's kind of looking funny.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
They've been leaving out Easter baskets like a mug, though, man.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole course of Rock's run, like they've been leaving so many Easter eggs, man. It's pretty funny, man.
So you guys think it's going to end up with Rock and Roman having some type of kerfuffle at WrestleMania?
Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure. Because if you looked at what, go ahead, bro.
Oh, I'm very excited because like I could just already imagine somehow, some way Roman loses and like the Raw after WrestleMania, Roman is like on Raw screaming like, "Where is he?
Yeah,
where is he? Where is he?" and stuff like that. And,
he can't be here. He's in a meeting type.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like something crazy like that. Like, wait a minute, you was here a whole month straight on Friday night taking my shine, and then you can't be here all of a sudden. Oh, now you got to meet.
And I'm just so excited to see the potential character work where we've seen this tribal chief character with the title and seeing him without the title and seeing him pissed off at The Rock. You know what I'm saying? And so it's going to also put forth the way for Roman to leave, because, you know what I'm saying, he could just be so flustered and being like, man, I'm out of here. I need to find my cousin and tell him about it. And, that just opens the door for next year's Mania.
Yeah. And even the idea of him calling himself the final boss is crazy, because the tribal chief is supposed to be the end all be all of the bloodline at this moment. So,
yeah, but did y'all see the family tree where they had Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, and then you saw The Rock where it said like the high chief.
He was. That's
you
right.
Know what I'm saying?
The high chief.
I'm just saying. So like that, and then on top of that, The Rock doing this. Going up the L, then Paul Heyman finally caught on the second time he did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's little things like that, like little details like that kind of like, okay.
They plan.
They plan.
So when it comes down to it, who do you think is going to end up being like the good guy, bad guy in the Rock Roman scenario?
Depends on how they go with it, man. I mean, they can still keep Roman as a heel.
Yeah.
They can still keep him as a heel. The Rock will kind of have to flip a little bit. He may be like the tweener. I don't know. It's kind of complex right now because either that or like people may feel so bad for Roman because he lost the title. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to explain, really.
Yeah. It's got to reach ahead. And when it does, it's going to be really fun. That's the most intriguing part about it. And I think the great part about it is that story will not need a title involved. If there's a title involved, they have failed. if they want Roman to go break Hulk Hogan's record, which isn't even a record because it's in third place, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. Finally, somebody with some sense here.
I'm saying, like, Bruno has the record, and it'll never be broken. And what he has done is great.
Hate to cut you, and I know this is off subject here, but if y'all do have the WWE 2K24. The War King is available in the community downloads.
Yes, sir.
So So y'all go ahead and check that out. My tags, my hashtag is War King.
Okay.
Man, okay.
So y'all can download that.
Be honest, War King. What's your overall though, man?
Overall, I was realistic. So like my overall is like, I want to say it's probably like 85.
Okay.
I ain't go crazy like I ain't go crazy like everybody else. You know, I kind of tried to be a little more realistic because everybody suit everything up 99.
100.
yeah, you know what I mean. 100. I was like, nah, because like my dude, he's like, it's kind of like my height. I mean, I kind of exaggerated the weight a little bit. I think I put him at like I'm 5'10". I ain't no tall dude. Yeah. And then he's probably like 208, 207, 208 pounds. So like I didn't want to go too crazy with the attributes there. I can't be just beating up Roman Reigns like he ain't worth for nothing, and I'm like he's like 60 pounds heavier than me and like 8 inches taller than me. So like it ain't really
I feel
you know what I mean? I try to be a little more realistic when I play my video games there.
Yeah, I try not to max out at 100 too, but
True. Yeah. But guys, let's go ahead and reset. We're going to go ahead and reset and get ready for hot tags in the outro. All right, guys, welcome back to Cultural Influence, and shout outs to brother L.B Hughes, the War King, joining us in on this edition. This wouldn't be Cultural Influence without going over the hottest stories in all of professional wrestling in the form of a hot tag. All right. A hot tag. All right. So the first story for hot tags is we got the Hardys. Well, mainly Matt Hardy. He's the lead, but Jeff ain't too far behind him in this story. And Raw was I forgot where they were at.
Raleigh, North Carolina.
They were in North Carolina. Yeah. Matt's from the Hardy boys are from Cameron, and Matt Hardy was in a press box. Visibly seen, just enjoying the show.
Yeah.
And I guess that leads to speculation and coming to find out that the Hardys' contracts are up for expiration, and there's talks of them not re-signing. What you guys think about the Hardys leaving AEW?
All right, I'm gonna just keep it a bean, bro. They washed, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they left. They already left. They had their spectacular return at WrestleMania. What was that?
2017.
Yeah.
33.
I was there for
33.
Yeah, WrestleMania 33.
I was there for that.
That's where it should have ended. That's where it should have ended right there. That was perfect. That was like perfect. They come back, they have a short run, and then that should have been it. Man, Jeff should have stayed in WWE, took that Hall of Fame induction, and just took the Legends deal and gone about his life, man. It's like you really don't have nothing left to prove. You worked everywhere, pretty much. You had I don't even know how to count his TNA run. Because some people say it wasn't all that.
Yeah.
I like
some people say it was good. Some people say it was decent. Some people say I'll say it's solid.
Yeah.
When they were announced that they were having like a multi-tag team ladder match at this year's Mania, just the thought of the Hardys, I cringed. I'm like, oh. I mean, I know it's not going to happen, but it was just because even in 2017, I was kind of like, oh, because that weekend they were wrestling the
Ring of Honor.
Yeah, they were in Ring of Honor doing the Supercard of Honor, doing an extreme. And kudos to Hardys for pulling that off. I don't know how they pulled that off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At 40, they had to have cracked 40. Jeff had to have just cracked 40. You know what I'm saying? By that time, at that time.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? So
that was 7 years ago at this point.
That's
a lot of years on your body when you're already, a 30.
Sure was.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was 7 years ago. I was it was my first year in me being a 1 full year in the wrestling business, 2017.
Woo.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
and that's a lot of extra mileage on the body. You know what I'm saying? And so if your time has passed, it's past. But I'm all for induction though. Next year, let's get it.
Yeah. But
facts.
Speaking of injuries and wear and tear on the body, I think we're seeing it with L Vikingo from AAA. He is vacating the AAA championship due to an injury.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's going to make I don't think he's going to make Triplemania, is he?
No, he's definitely not. He got hurt in February, last month. I think he blew out his meniscus and tore a ligament or something in his knee.
Oh yeah, he ain't coming back probably till next year or something. Man, that dude was exciting right there.
Yeah, he is. Like I said, we just saw him we saw him live in December, and it was just really dope seeing the stuff that he can do. And dude didn't botch once. You know what I'm saying? They try to make talk down on Vikingo, they have to redo his stuff. He didn't have to redo nothing at our show. Bro just went in there and went crazy. And so, but when you work a style like that, not even his style like that. Whenever you just, fight for a living, you're bound to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
best wishes.
Yeah, man.
Remember Vikingo, man.
Yeah. I think, but I also think Vikingo, like, as much as we think that WWE has a hard schedule, I think super indie guys like El Vikingo has a hard schedule, man, because, you take the work that he's doing in AAA, and then, of course, the stuff he's doing in Dynamite, and that's just, I'm pretty sure he's doing, like, 3 other shows on an average week, know? And so, and I don't think he knows how to dial it down to a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a professional wrestler, how do you navigate protecting yourself and staying healthy or wrestling with injuries? How do you go about that in your career, or have you been blessed to not really be hurt like that?
On a knock on wood, I haven't had a serious injury like that. Only thing I've had was I got dumped on my head, and fortunately, I wasn't paralyzed. I just caught a nasty stinger in my neck. That was about it. But other than that, man, I haven't had really many injuries because I don't work a dangerous style.
Yeah,
I don't work. Like I said, punch, kick, a big spot here and there. You know what I mean? I don't really do too much crazy stuff in there because I don't.
So best wishes, Vikingo. Hope you get a speedy recovery. But speaking of Triplemania, Triplemania is seeming very WWE-ish because they had just announced that Alberto El Patron versus Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler and Alberto Del Rio. That has been a match that has been announced for Triplemania. So what do you guys think for that in AAA? Is that good business for AAA? I mean, I don't think so, but that's just my
business, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And also, that was one of the illest cash-ins of all time. You know what I'm saying? So
that is true.
That was one of the best cash-ins I ever saw. And Dolph Ziggler can work anywhere. El Patron is no slouch either. Say what you want about his, actions and his reputation or whatever. I guess the only place he really can get booked right now is Mexico, and he's still a pretty big star out there. So if I had to put the title on somebody, name it.
Yeah. Okay.
What you think is War King?
Put it on. Man, I would put it on. I don't know, man. I mean, I'll just put it on Alberto.
Okay.
I just put a title on him, make him like the rich, cocky, arrogant heel that he once was.
CM Punk will be at WrestleMania, is being at wrestling, and I'm here for a Phil Brooks commentator at Philadelphia. I think that's what we're going to see. But what do you guys think? Do you think he's going to be in some form or fashion in some physical action? Because I think last time they saw him, I don't think he had his brace on his arm.
I saw him working out today. He's looking looking sturdy.
Uh-oh. Man, I really hate it. Like, they could really just save him for the Raw after Mania, but hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm here for that.
I'm just, man, I was hoping to prove these CM Punk haters, I was looking to prove them wrong. Like, no, he ain't injury prone. No, he gonna come back better than ever. And then he gets hurt at the Rumble, and now I gotta sit there and shut up and just let everybody talk trash about my dog, man, But man, I'm kind of with you. Like, I would save it for after, Raw after Mania, because you never know what they're on that, Raw after Mania, or whatever. So I'm leaning with you on that. I wouldn't mind seeing him as a commentator because he got the mic skills, he got the charisma and stuff to actually do that. So I can see him doing that too. So I can kind of see him doing both.
That's kind of where I'm leaning too. Like, I feel like if CM Punk is up to the task, I could totally see Drew McIntyre winning the World Heavyweight Championship. I can see Drew McIntyre beating Seth Rollins. CM Punk comes out to a surprise, gets the crowd lit, hits the go to sleep. Damian Priest cashes in.
I was just going to ask him. We need to throw that in the hot tag, about this whole Damian Priest situation, like, because what are they doing with him? Like, y'all think he gonna cash in on Cody, or is he gonna cash in on Seth and Drew? Or is he gonna wait till Monday Night Raw after Mania?
The Monday night after a Raw could be a really good one. Because I
ain't had a good one in a while.
But I firmly believe CM Punk is going to put him to sleep, put Drew McIntyre to sleep, and that's how Damian Priest is going to cash in. That's how that story ends for me.
So does that mean they're taking the titles off of the Judgment Day that night, though?
Oh, for sure.
So the Judgment Day is going to drop the tag titles.
I think so.
Wow, that's
Who
a hot
they
tag. Well, guys, that's it for hot tags. Let's go ahead and wrap it up and end it with our outro and our. Welcome back to Cultural Influence. This is the outro. This is the interactive segment that we always have on the episode. And this episode is going to be about statues. And in honor of WrestleMania season, every year during the Hall of Fame, a wrestler always gets a statue. So most notably that I've wanted to point out is that all of these wrestlers are wrestlers in the golden era. Shout outs to Dusty Rhodes, shout outs to Ric Flair, shout outs to Andre the Giant, and shout outs to The Undertaker. Here we go. On this edition of Cultural Influence Shorts, I'm going to name wrestlers from the Ruthless Aggression era to now. And LB and Richie just has to say if they deserve a statue or not. All right, y'all ready?
Let's get it.
All right, Daniel Bryan.
Man.
Statue or not?
Yes. Yes, he deserves a statue. He had one of the greatest WrestleMania moments and runs of all time.
LB.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
What?
He's the greatest underdog next to Rey Mysterio, so why not?
Sure.
Okay. Batista.
Batista, I can't just think of Batista besides him winning that first world title. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Batista
Matter of
deserves.
fact, you know what? Yeah, because of that feud he had with Taker in 07.
Yeah. It's his feud with Taker, and then the run with Triple H was amazing. And then also Batista's just one of the biggest movie stars one of the biggest movie stars in the game right now. Okay. And so him being there is a good look regardless. And it's not like he wasn't a huge star. So facts.
The 4 horsewomen. Which one do you leave out if you had to leave one out?
Sasha.
You gonna leave out Sasha?
Has Sasha even won at WrestleMania?
No.
Yeah, Sasha.
What? LB?
I'm gonna go, man. It's gonna be controversial here. I'm gonna go, and I love her to death, man. But I'm gonna have to leave Bailey off.
You gonna have to leave Bailey off?
I'm gonna have to, bro. I'm gonna have to. I love her to death. She's she's my favorite out of all of them, but based off she's my favorite. All of them, I think she's like the better worker, but she's more wrestler than they are. They're like Sasha or Mercedes, Charlotte, and Becky. They're more of the stars than what Bailey is. Bailey's more of the wrestler versus they're like the star. Now Becky and Mercedes are more mainstream than what Charlotte is.
Yeah.
Best way I can put it. So yeah, I'm sorry. I love Bailey to death, but it hurts me to say this shit too. I'm about to take off.
The Miz, Richie.
Yes.
Deserved?
Yes. Hell yes. He beat John Cena at WrestleMania. He's hosted WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. He's one of the most known people outside of WWE, and at this point, he's a living legend in WWE. He has nothing else to prove.
Okay, LB.
Damn. Man, I'm gonna say yeah, because like he's been the most consistent guy they had since John Cena.
Well, guys, we're all out of time right now on this episode of Cultural Influence. Thank you for listening. So make sure you follow my boy LB on Twitter, because that was where he opened up the show, where he started his violence. Make sure you download him on WWE 2K24 in the community creations. And what is the hashtags again, LB?
War King.
Hey, give them your TikTok, your Instagram, and where they can find you online.
Yep. I'm about to say, so all right, so Facebook, you can find me at War Space King #2, because that's my second page I created. TikTok is Wrestling Fitness, same as my Instagram, Wrestling Fitness. So it's Wrestle with the letter N in fitness. Basically I came up with that name because, obviously I'm an independent pro wrestler and I'm big into fitness too. So y'all can follow me on that. YouTube is The War King. You can find my YouTube channel on that as The War King. I'm also on Twitch, so I do stream from time to time. You can find me at LBZ228 on there. And And if you guys are into the Fortnite, if you want my epic game tag, it's LBZ228. So if y'all into that, y'all come play with me.
Man,
All right.
we gotta check y'all live one day, man. That's one of my goals as a fan, for sure.
Oh, for sure. Most definitely. Look,
Yeah,
ladies
man,
and
y'all come
gentlemen.
down here, man.
Most definitely.
Ladies and gentlemen, L.B Hughes, the War King.
We out.